Let's fly, baby! Brilliant!
So Sylvester Stallone and his band of Expendables are back in the Expendables 4. And I am here with my review for you. So let us get into it. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm AJ from AJ's Movie Place and I am here on behalf of Geek Legion of Doom giving you my review for the new film in the Expendables franchise. The fourth film in the Expendables franchise after a 9-year hiatus. Sylvester Stallone and his band of merry men are back. Not all of them, but a few of them. We have Sylvester Stallone returning as Barney. Jason Statham returns as Christmas. Dolph Lundgren, Gunner. We have Randy Couture returning also, and we are propped up by other actors like Megan Fox, Andy Garcia, Iko Uwais, Tony J, 50 Cent, and a couple of others. Now the tagline for this film is, "They'll die when they die," which makes no sense whatsoever, much like the movie itself. The film is rated 15. It runs for 1 hour and 43 minutes. And is directed by Scott Wow, who directed 2014's Need for Speed and, worryingly, this year's Hidden Strike, starring John Cena and Jackie Chan. The film was written by Kurt Wimmer, Ted Daggerhart and Max Adams. Now, a brief outline of the plot without spoiling it for you. The film itself opens in Libya, where we meet the bad guy, played by Iko Uwais. And he's stealing these detonators for a nuclear bomb. A nuclear bomb that certain bad guys want to use to attack Russia with and start World War III for the potential of earning some money. Things go awry when the Expendables turn up. And it goes awry for them also. And then a new team is assembled with a new leader of the Expendables, and they have to go and stop this ship carrying this nuclear device from exploding in Russian waters by Russian land. That's the crux of the story for this film. I'm going to get hammered for this, but this is an abysmal movie. This has got to be up there as one of the worst movies I've seen of this year. It's not very good by any means. By which I mean, it's one of the ugliest films I've ever seen committed to screen. Everything in it feels and looks fake. Much akin to The Death on the Nile, if you've seen that film. And much akin to the same director, Scott Woo's Hidden Strike. It all looked fake. It all looked like it's filmed in front of a green screen. And that's what this film delivers to us, even in its action set pieces. When you've got car chases and motorbike chase, it's all done in front of a green screen. And it doesn't look good. It looks extremely fake. The visual effects look abysmal and look poor. This film looks like it was made very, very, very cheaply. But I believe that the harsh reality is that a lot of money probably went into it to give us what we're now accepting as movies, as poor movies. Not only that, the directing by Scott Will himself is very, very flat. You know, the film just happens. There's no ups or downs. It's just very mediocre from beginning to end. He's not a very good director. Why they got him to direct this film is beyond me. Now, Jason Statham is the highlight of this movie. Yes, we have Sylvester Stallone back, but he is in a support role. He is no more than an extended cameo within this movie. And a plot point. We get a decent group of actors within this film that do the best they can with the rubbish that they are given. And they're not given a lot to do. Randy Couture is still rambling on about his ear. Nothing more. You have a love interest between Jason Statham and Megan Fox, is Gina, who is a member of the Expendables. And again, not much more than that. The film plays like a Jason Statham vehicle, which isn't a bad thing because I like Jason Statham. I think he's very good. And in this, he is very good. The writing is abysmal. The editing is even worse. The story itself has, again, much like the directing, is very flat. There's nothing overly interesting about what's going on or the story that they're actually giving us. The editing is even worse. So much so that I couldn't tell whether the events at the start of this film were running in a linear time or not, or whether we were meant to be flashing back to stuff, because we open with an attack in Libya for these bomb components, only to then jump to Sylvester Stallone on his bike going over to visit Christmas, Jason Statham's character, which must take several hours, to then jump back to the goings-on in Libya, where we left one individual stood upon the tank, only to then see him jumping off of the tank when we jump back to him. We then jump between this going on in Libya to what's going on with Jason Statham and Stallone going to a bar to get Stallone's ring back, then assembling the team to go out to Libya and fight these bad people. It just doesn't work. The editing is abysmal. The story structure is abysmal. One of the two got it wrong here. The film leaves a bad taste in your mouth, an extremely bad taste in your mouth, without spoiling things. There's a character that's introduced in the film that by the end of the film something occurs to him caused by another member of the Expendables team, which is far beyond which this character deserved. Something that makes you feel that you don't like the characters that you're meant to be rooting for because they're psychopathic. And this is the extent of the bad writing within this movie. This is a paint-by-numbers film. It truly is. There is nothing of worth other than Jason Statham and Tony Jay as Decker in this movie. It's horrendous. I feel this will be the last film within the Expendables franchise. I can't see this film taking too much money once the reviews get out there, because it feels and looks nasty. This is a franchise that has never lived up to the promise of its potential and has forgotten exactly what it was supposed to be about, that being the bringing together of old action stars of yesteryear and giving us a realistic feel of an action movie, much akin to what we got in the 1980s and early 1990s. A tired franchise that needs to be retired, much like many a cast member. That's all I can say. Not a good film at all.